my name is Kelly. Welcome to week 30 of our I Choose to Love My Life journey. This is Lori Burrell, and we are talking about this week's topic, which is I choose to save. Now, this is a pretty tough topic for a lot of people because if you're struggling to make ends meet right now, if you don't know how you're going to pay your rent or your mortgage, a lot of people think they can't save. And I know I used to be in that boat where I was struggling to pay my bills when iBloom first started. And so I didn't think that I could save money. But when I really looked at my life and how I was spending money, I realized I can save a certain percentage. And that meant giving up some things. So there are lots of different ways to save, and we're going to talk about some of those today.
Well, one of the ways, things that we encourage you to do is to set up an emergency fund. And when you have money set aside, because life is going to happen, things are going to come up, your car is going to break down, someone's going to get sick. And we encourage you to start out to get $1,000 in an emergency fund. And you may have to do some drastic things. You may have to walk through your house and put some things on Craigslist. Maybe you've got some things you can return that you haven't started using. Take things off your wish list now and put that money aside. Once you have that $1,000, then we encourage you to have 6 to 12 months of your monthly living expenses because you've created your budget a few weeks ago. Now you know what it takes to live each month. So to have 6 to 12 months of that set aside in a separate account is so freeing because now when those things happen, you're not in panic mode. You're not worrying about where is that money going to come. You have the fund for those emergencies.
Now that's so important, and I think just having that emergency fund, it's amazing. Emergencies happen.
Yes.
And so starting there, and then we really encourage you pay off the debt and then start doing the 6 to 12 months worth of expenses. And keep in mind, your expenses are very different than your salary. And I would also keep in mind a lot of our expenses, like cable, they're not necessarily necessities.
Yes.
And so if you lost your job, obviously that would be one of the first things to go, along with a lot of other things, to cut back and to prepare. And so it's amazing, what you set aside as 6 months could actually last 12 months.
Correct.
Or longer. And so I would say just having a starting place. Once you have that $1,000, maybe even setting aside a certain percentage. And that's what my husband and I do now, is we have a certain percentage of our income that we automatically go to our savings. And we've really found we don't even miss that money because we don't know that it's gone, because it's gone off the top. And so we don't even recognize that it's gone. We don't put our budget around it. And another way that I love to save, just because that means I get to give more, is I love to coupon. And I love to bargain shop, so I really watch for when sales are happening. And a lot of people joke with me about this, but I just love to save money. And so maybe one of the things that you need to do is start couponing. And we actually hosted a really great series. We'll post the link below. But it was a money saving seminar, and it was all about easy ways to save money. And so with that being said, we actually do a laundry detergent in my family, and we'll post the recipe for it this week. But it actually makes enough laundry detergent for our entire family, my extended family and everything. And it costs us about $10 a year. $10 a year. I couldn't believe. And it works great. And I think how much we spend on laundry detergent, something so simple. So there are lots of cost-effective ways, and we'll be talking about that this week on our blog. Different avenues for you to save money effectively. So I want to challenge you. Tell us, what are your favorite ways to save money? And then also know, we're praying for you. So if you have a challenge, we know a lot of you are really struggling in this economy right now. And so we're not taking that lightly by any means. So just know, if you're not in a place to save right now, pay your bills. Focus on that first. And then you'll be in a season where you are able to save later on.
And sometimes you have large purchases that you want. You need a new car, you want to buy a new house, and you're not going to be able to go out the next day and buy a new car. So that's going to take some planning, some sacrifice, some choices, but you're going to want to think about this large purchase, what it's going to cost, and then how much each month you want to put aside for this purchase. And just imagine how thrilling when you finally can go in and buy that new car and drive off the lot. And that's easier said than done. It will take discipline. You might want an accountability partner or someone, your spouse or a friend, someone to you're accountable to, that you did put that money each month. So that would be another account that you would set aside for these large purchases. So, you know, saving definitely is going to have to happen to have those large things.
Yeah, and if you think about the discipline to do that, I think it makes you enjoy the purchase even more.
Oh, definitely.
Than that instant gratification. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you've got some tips on how you can start saving money. So be sure to leave a comment below telling us your favorite way to save money. And I love tips, so be sure to share your tips. Hope you have a great week.